How's it going, everyone? In this video, I want to talk about my data trading strategy and a trade I took today using it. I'm going to make some updates, so be sure you stick around for that. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to my channel, click that thumbs up button, and click that bell icon so you do not miss on any upcoming videos. Let's get right into this. I want to point out, I only like to use this on big data drops that happen at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, pre-market, right? Like CPI, PPI, stuff like that. Stuff that is very significant that can move the market. So this is when the data dropped. You can see we had a nice push up, so back off. But anyways, what I want to see is us kind of hold that level pre-market, right? This is the opening 5-minute candle here. I want to see is push up, retest that pre-market high. That's where I like to take puts. Now, it's just not as simple as that. I've back tested this. I've got a lot of love. I've got some hate over this, but it has worked. Has quite the high win rate. Today was a little different. Typically, we have a nice reject when we hit, but we had a nice break and push up. I held through this. Now, let me tell you why and what adjustments I'm going to make to this. So pay close attention. The reason I held, what I changed was instead of taking, closer to my full size, I took a small position. I sized where I was comfortable in losing 50% plus, right? Honestly, my position was right at 1,000. I was comfortable losing that entire trade because I sized accordingly. If I'm trading 100 contracts a SPY, my stop loss is going to be in the area anyways, maybe even a little bit more in some cases, right? So we came up, broke it. I held through this. I told everyone, I said, people that took it with me, I said, if you want to, you can stop out that 450.5. It's whatever. I don't know what size you have. I did tell them what size I had right at $1,000 position size. And it took it a while. I mean, it come up here, we chopped around. Finally, we had the selling that we wanted. Ended up making decent money off these. If I held, I would still be making money. I'm sure the contracts have exploded by this point. So let's do a quick recap of what the data strategy is, or let's summarize it. Better yet. So we want big data like CPI, PPI, whatever is considered big data that would move the market. We want a nice push up. We want it to hold that level pre-market. We want to come up and test it right after market open, within the first 30 minutes. 5 puts. Now let's talk about position size. Less size on this trade that we're comfortable taking a 50% plus loss, okay? So whatever that needs to be to fit into your risk tolerance, size for that. This is just my personal strategy. This is definitely not advice of any kind. This is something I trade. It's totally up to you. Oh, we size accordingly so we can take a 50% plus loss if it does go bad. Now, here's what I'm adding on. I'm going to start holding these until 11:30. Even if they're in the red, I'm going to hold to at least 11:30 a.m. Eastern time and see where we're at. Unless, it turns into a nice winning trade. If we come up here and chop around like this, I'm going to hold these until at least 11:30 because I went back, did a little studying here in my spare time, and even when we do break above this, and and I've stopped out in the past, we tend to come back down and finally do exactly what I wanted. So I'm gonna allow a little bit more time. Still gonna have a lot position size to see if we can, if it doesn't play out immediately, I'm gonna give it more time and see if it works out like it did today and it has in the past. And that's basically it. Seems simple, but again, doing something simple consistently every single day is very hard and not many people can do it, but it can be done if you realize it. If that makes sense? That's all I have. I appreciate you all for watching, and I will see you next time.